So today I want to talk about something that's honestly a big deal, especially if you're a free-to-play player or someone who just likes grabbing all the free stuff Genshin throws at us. Yep, we're diving into all the free rewards in version 6.0, including the 5th anniversary gifts, a brand new free character, a bunch of Primogems, fates, and some really nice surprises that are totally worth logging in for. And if you're wondering, yes, this is one of the biggest freebie patches we've ever had. It's kind of wild when you put everything together. And I'll give some context on why this patch is kind of a win for casual and competitive players alike. Alright, let's start with the heavy hitter, the 5th anniversary. Historically, anniversary rewards in Genshin have always sparked debate. Remember the first one? Yeah, mailbox furniture and gliders. But fast forward to now, and HoYoverse is finally going all out. The biggest highlight? A free 5-star character of your choice. And no, I'm not talking about limited banner characters. It's strictly from the standard banner pool, but that still includes names like Tighnari, Dehya, Keqing, Jean, Diluch, Chiki, and even the newest addition, Mizuki. And I gotta say, having Mizuki, released in Natlan, in that pool already is kinda generous. Personally, I think picking Tighnari or Mizuki if you don't have them might be the move, especially for Dendro or Hydro reactions. But hey, it's your pick. It's just really nice to get a full 5-star character without spending a single Primogem. On top of that, we're also getting 10 intertwined fates through the anniversary login campaign. That's 10 pulls on the limited banner for free, no grinding required. And if that's not enough, they're throwing in 1,600 Primogems, which is essentially another 10 pull. You just have to log in over the event period to claim everything. Oh, and there's a new Wind Glider skin exclusive to this event. It's purely cosmetic, but still a nice flex if you're into collecting that stuff. Now, moving away from the anniversary, 6.0 also gives us a completely new 4-star character for free. Her name is Aino, and what makes her interesting, besides the fact that she's totally free, is that she's actually the first Hydro Claymore user in the entire game. Yeah, it took us 5 years, but we finally got one. You unlock her by progressing through the opening quests in the new region, Nod Cry, and she's not just a throwaway event unit either. She's built to synergize with the brand new lunar reactions introduced in this region. If you've been following the leak community, shout out to sites like Game8 and GameFAQs for early insights, you'll know that Lunar Charged and Lunar Bloom teams are kind of a big deal now. Aino fits right into that ecosystem, especially with characters like Lauma or Flynn's. Now, don't expect her to be a top-tier on-field damage dealer. Her base multipliers are really low, and she's not going to crit for 60,000 damage or anything. But that's not what she's meant for. She's an off-field hydro applicator who scales well with elemental mastery. And if you build her for reactions, think Bloom or Electro Charged, she actually holds her own. If you're missing someone like Kokomi or Yellen, Aino can fill that Hydro slot until you get someone stronger. Honestly, for a completely free unit that doesn't eat up your Primogem stash, I'd say she's a great utility pick. And the fact that she's locked behind story progression instead of time-limited events means you can take your time and still get her later if you're busy during launch week. All right. Let's talk numbers. Specifically, how many free pulls we're actually getting in version 6.0. If you're doing all the usual stuff, dailies, events, story quests, exploration, Imaginarium Theater, and the new Stygian Onslaught mode, plus grabbing your anniversary rewards, we're looking at a total of around 17,000 Primogems throughout the patch. That's the equivalent of about 106 intertwined fates. If you're someone with Welkin Moon, your total climbs to around 130 pulls, and if you're running both Welkin and Battle Pass, you're sitting pretty at about 148 pulls during the patch. That's a ton of chances to grab a featured 5-star, maybe even 2. Now, in terms of pacing, that gives around 75 pulls during Phase 1, and about 30 to 40 left for Phase 2 if you're free to play. With Welkin and BP, those numbers jump higher. Roughly 90 pulls in Phase 1 and 50 to 60 more for Phase 2, depending on how fast you explore and clear events. And what are you actually pulling for in 6.0? Well, Phase 1 features Flynn's, a brand new 5-star alongside a rerun of Nahida, the Dendro Archon. Then, in Phase 2, we've got the debut of Lauma, a highly anticipated 5-star plus a rerun of Yelan. That's 2 new characters and 2 powerhouse reruns, all in one patch. What I really like about 6.0 is how it doesn't force you to grind relentlessly to earn your rewards. The anniversary gifts are straight-up login bonuses. Ino is tied to natural story progression. Imaginarium Theater and Stygian Onslaught reward you for smart team building, not just having one broken DPS. It's the kind of patch where you're rewarded just for playing. And for people who like experimenting with teams, Ino opens up a lot of interesting comps, especially for Bloom or electro-charged reaction playstyles. She's not the strongest unit, but she feels like she was built to teach new players about these new systems. If you're returning to the game or looking to build a new alt account, this is honestly a great time to start. Between the free 5-star, a decent Hydro support, and enough pulls to maybe grab one limited unit, it's one of the most generous setups we've had in a long time. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you can expect to get for free in Genshin 6.0. And honestly, it's a lot. Whether you're pulling for Lauma, trying out the new endgame, or just logging in for those juicy anniversary rewards, there's something here for everyone. Let me know in the comments. Who are you picking for your free 5-star? And are you building Ino or saving your resources for someone else? I'm curious to see how people are planning to use all these rewards. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future guides or updates. I've got more deep dives coming for the new characters and events in 6.0, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.